Okay, here's my existing system, because I have some questions for the experts about this. I have 48 volts in here of lithium, which I have in an insulated box with a space heater in there to keep them warm. I have this Outback inverter, 48 volt of course, and the Classic. And here's my existing wiring setup. So I have PV coming in. I have to remember how it is. Anyway, here's the main breaker for the inverter, and power's going out to the batteries here on these two big ones here. This one, this one. Those I think are maybe 4.0 or 2.0, I don't remember. And the ones going to the inverter are a little bit smaller. I just used some stuff I had laying around. And I got the PV coming in from a combiner box. I'll show what's going in. So how to hook up this, I have to think about it, and I haven't thought about it a lot, but this has a big battery breaker on it, 125 amp. And this is the PV input, I guess, right here. Anyway, bring the PV in. The battery, I'm thinking maybe I take the battery from here. I might change the breaker out. Battery to this existing setup. So it's pretty cold to be rewiring everything now. And I'll bring the positive to here. So yeah, PV in, then to the battery, and I'll just tie it in here on the main positive terminal that goes to the batteries. And then this one, the negative, will go here on this side. So I'll use the existing shunt. And I'll put another whiz bang on top of it. So I'll stack two whiz bangs. The whiz bang for this one, and this whiz bang, the existing one, is for the Classic here. Does that make sense? The way to do it? You can let me know. I just have to think about the wiring size here, because I'm not going to be putting 125 amps into the battery from this right now, so I don't need such big wire on there. I guess if I do that, I need to change this breaker. My existing breakers I have on the old system are I have a 63 on the PV input and a 20 amp on auxiliary DC power. The battery I have on another 63 amp. So those are all at their full rating for the Classic. Anyway, what do you think? I'll show outside what this is hooked up to. I wanted to show off this new power supply I got too. That's what the 48 volt direct from the battery is coming to supply this power supply. It's a ride-in RD6024, so it'll put out 24 amps. And it's the input's up to 60 volts, or it'll put out 60 volts at 24 amps, but of course I'm only running well, right now it's 52.9 in there. And I didn't get the AC power supply part of it because I planned on using with the batteries, and I have mounted the I just got this part of it, which is all you need. And it's got a special battery charging feature right here. You can set the voltage and the current limit I was charging a smaller lithium battery for somebody, and that's kind of nice. I've barely used it, and I'm still learning how to use it, but just thought I'd show it off. In my, I kind of like it that's so nice and portable here. It was easy to cut in the box. I just did this in a hurry, so it's nice and light, easy to move around. But I did just order the AC power supply for this because I had a problem with this. My battery shut down the other night, and when lithiums, they're not like lead acid, they just shut down, and then that shuts down the Classic. No battery power, no Classic. Shuts down the inverter. No battery power, no inverter. So then I get up in the morning, and the batteries are shut down. They shut down on a low under cell voltage because basically their SOC that in the BMS that was reporting wasn't right. So I thought I had a lot more power in there, and I didn't. So that's the deal with that. So anyway, then how do you start this thing? How do you start it back up? And the way I did it, after some thinking, was I have a small electric bike charger that's 48 volt, and I hooked it up on the positive terminals of the batteries in here, and I only had to do it for a minute or a few seconds, and it jumped the voltage up, and then it turned the Classic on. It was daylight, you know, and it turned that on, and then it turned the inverter on once the batteries got turned back on, and then I was able to charge with the generator. This is my generator input here. I just have it on an extension cord coming from the generator for now. So anyway, I ordered the AC power supply because I could always use this to jump start or charge the batteries if I need to, because I could hook that right up to the inverter, I mean the generator, and charge these batteries if I need to, or any other battery. Whereas when this thing's off, I can't charge anything. So kind of funny, huh? Old lead acid days, or lithiums are different. They don't lithium shut down, and then you're kind of screwed. Anyway, here's how I mounted this yesterday. I just mounted it on the wall like this for now. It's winter time. It's cold. You want to know how cold it is in here? There you go. It's 17 degrees inside here. The PV panels I have go directly to this 240 volt baseboard heater for now. I'll show you the PV, the ones that go direct to this. The ones going direct to this are going to be going to the Hawkes Bay here. But I want to put a bypass in or something so I can divert the power that, like if the batteries are full, extra power, it'd be nice to be able to just send that power to the baseboard directly as DC. So let's go look at the panels. So right now, this is the powerhouse, a workshop that we just came out of, this truck box here. And here's the existing PV array for the Classic in there. I need to get back further so you can see it all, but it's three of these 270 watt Kyocera's in series, and then so it's 3 times 3, so 9 panels, and they go. And also I put this one on. These were part of my other lead acid system. This is 2.7 kilowatts of 135 watt. You can see I have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of these. and a combiner box that go to the other Classic on the lead acid system. But I took this one off. It matches up with these three in voltage. So it's on, I diverted it to the other system here, into this combiner box here. There we go. And the new PV that's coming in just goes directly in. There's no combiner box on it for now. Anyway, I wanted to show Vic. If Vic is watching, here's how you do a quick connection in the fall when it's cold out and you want to put more PV on. These are the 10 gauge Wagos I was telling him about, and they work in a pinch, you know. So the PV that I'm going to put on that Hawkes Bay is this one. This one I just put up in the fall, right, late fall, before it got too cold. And this is 225 watt Kyoceras. So they're all in series. This is making the 240 volts. That I want to put into the Hawkes Bay. And these are the ones right now going directly to the baseboard heater, which heated that place up yesterday, no problem. When the sun is out, my homemade rack out of scrap or salvage materials, salvage hoop house frame. That's what I made the rack out of, and it's got 10 gauge wire going back into the power room there, which I buried in before it froze up because there's no digging now. Anyway, that's what I have, and that's what I'm working with. And I probably won't be working on that Hawkes Bay stuff except for planning for the next few days, because we're going to get a big snowstorm, very cold, very windy, and I'm just going to sit by the wood stove. Here's the sunshine we have today. That's the sun. It's sort of out, but not real out. It's better than nothing.